Welcome to the details of the show. We'll have to take you quickly to the Short Commission. You know they're sitting at the Osu Castle. Who is giving his testimony at the moment is Chief Superintendent Isaac Asante. He's the Airport Divisional Commander. Let's go over now and listen to his testimony.
And I need not even to be told. I prepared it and forwarded it before I was even told.
Have you got a copy here?
Yes, please.
Do you mind if the commission has it?
Yes.
Osu Castle, it is the Emil Short Commission that's meeting, and of course this is the day 3. They started on Thursday last week. They did Thursday, Friday, and today we're having some details emerging about what happened on the ground on that day, led by DSP Samuel Azugu. DSP Samuel Azugu was the first to give his testimony earlier today, and in his testimony were very interesting details, including the mosquito analogy, which seems to be trending, by the way. We'll bring you some highlights of that. At the moment, though, what is happening is that there's a Chief Superintendent Isaac Asante, who is the Airport Divisional Commander, giving his testimony, and of course with some more details now.
Force.
My Lord, the order I prepared, I made myself as the overall boss and will be assisted by all the senior police officers within the jurisdiction. After the preparation, I think there was another request that every division should submit 22 personnel, including 2 officers. So aside the one I prepared, I forwarded 22 personnel, including 2 officers. And the 2 officers were from East Legon District and the Legon District.
Now, that is the order you prepared.
Yes, sir.
But what happened actually was any of your commanders included?
Yes. The one, after they've requested for the 22 personnel, including the 2 officers, a new order was brought from the region, which one of my commanders was among.
So out of 3 commanders,
Yes, sir.
only 1 was included.
Yes, sir.
And that did not even include
Yes,
yourself.
my Lord.
And did you ask questions?
No. No.
Is that normal practice?
Yeah, it's normal. As I said, it had taken a regional dimension. It means they were bringing in more officers to assist. So I was just going by the order that has been brought from the region, my Lord.
Chief, how long have you been in charge of your division?
1 year.
1 year.
Yes, my Lord.
You will agree with me that as the man on the ground, you are supposed to know better than those in the region, if you like.
Yes, my Lord.
And an election takes place under you are not included, and you don't ask questions?
My Lord, I said earlier that even though I was not included in the specific performance, it does not also stop me from taking part.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well. So then, if I understand you, you are telling the commission that officially you were not included.
Exactly.
Very well. But did you play any unofficial role?
Yes, please.
And what role would that be?
Before the papers were distributed, And before I got to the office, I made sure I passed through some of the centers, the polling centers, to ensure what is happening over there. And I was also liaising with the various district commanders as to what was happening in their jurisdiction, and also monitoring my set to know exactly what was happening.
Very well. Now, has it come to your attention that on the day under reference, and I mean the 31st of January,
Yes, my Lord.
2018, during the course of the election, a shooting incident took place in a house near one of the polling stations. Has that come to your attention?
Yes, my Lord.
Have you done any investigation thereafter into the matter?
Yes, my Lord. We started, but the National CID took over. They took over, so we have to discontinue with ours because my crime officer, the divisional crime officer, who was investigating, is part of the team, the national team investigating it.
Chief, is that normal practice?
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge.
It's normal practice.
Yeah, but that's my crime officer who is supposed to do the investigation, and he has been part of the national one.
An incident has taken place in your division, and national has taken over, and you are saying that is normal practice. Why would it be?
My Lord, on hearing of the incident, I went to the scene myself, and I went with an investigator for the purpose of the investigation. And I think I would say he was the first respondent, or part of the first respondent. And he started with the investigation together with the divisional crime officer. But when he was invited to be part, it means every information that he had collected had to be passed on to the divisional crime officer to also facilitate the investigation. Yeah.
Now, are you also aware that some men were arrested?
Yes, my Lord.
Are you able to tell how many?
To the best of my knowledge, there were 7 that were brought to the police. Yes, my Lord.
Will you be surprised if I tell you that according to the SWAT team leader, he arrested and brought 9 people to East Legon police station? Would you be surprised?
Yes, my Lord, I will.
Very well. Now, has it also come to your attention that some of these men were injured?
Yes, my Lord.
Are you able to tell the extent of injury?
I will not be able, but that information was passed on to me by the station officer. And looking at the circumstance, because I was also moving to and from the scene to the office, when he told me this is what has happened, that they are preparing a medical form for them, I just asked him to speed up with whatever, because we don't want any casualty in the cells.
Chief.
Yes, my Lord.
Are you aware how long the injured men were in custody for before sent to the hospital?
My Lord, I can't be specific in that I was monitoring the set in the office when there was this information that shooting incident had taken place at the scene. I called the district crime officer, DSP Abna, and in fact, not only she had also monitored. So at the time I was calling her, she was even coming to my office to also tell me the same thing. So quickly, we sat in a vehicle and we went to the scene. In fact, after some time at the scene, we moved to Legon Hospital, where we were told that some of them had been taken those injured persons have taken. And from we spent some time over there. We came back to the scene. Then I decided to come back to the office to pick my phone because on monitoring the set in a hurry, I left all my phones at the office. It was at the office that I saw people trooping into the charge office. Then 3 or 4 4x4 vehicles. So I called the station officer what was happening, and people were moving to the charge office. And he said some people have been arrested and brought there. I directed that he should station armed guard at the charge office, but I didn't know what was really happening. He told me there's one over there. I asked him to increase the number to 2 because of the vehicles trooping there. Then he told me those who are there have injuries, so they are even preparing them for medical attention. I told them just to speed it up before they are doing. So personally, I did not see the injuries because of the need to go back to the scene and also see what was happening over there.
Chief.
Yes, my lord.
My question specifically
Yes, my
was
lord.
about how long the injured men were at the East Legon police station before they were sent to the hospital.
My lord, I can't be specific because I monitored the set around 8:30. And at the time I spoke to the station officer, I think it was around 10:30. Yeah. But I cannot be specific as to the time they were brought in.
Chief.
Yes, my lord.
The commission has been told that the men were there for some time and that you ordered for them to be sent to the hospital. Is that the case?
My lord, specifically, I'm not the one who gave the instructions, but having been told they have injuries, I think the onus also lie on me as a divisional commander, even if the district commander or the crime officer is not around, to listen to what the station officer is telling me.
Chief, did you or you did not order for the men to be sent to the hospital?
I did not, but I'm very much aware because of the injuries they told me they have suffered.
The commission has also been told that this order was made after some NDC big men came to see you. What about that? What do you have to say?
My lord, that is not true.
Chief.
Yes, my lord.
Do you, perchance, have the regional commander's election operation order?
Yes, my lord.
Is it here in court?
Yes, my lord.
So at the moment, you're watching the testimony of Chief Superintendent Isaac Asante. He's the airport divisional commander, where the people or the suspects who were arrested by the SWAT team were sent to. Well, his figure continues to contradict with the figure that has been given
Chief.
so far.
Yes,
we can
my
go
lord.
back and listen to them.
There is also a report of rioting around the La Bawaleshi area. Did you play any role in that?
My lord,
I mean, in bringing that rioting under control?
my lord, As I indicated earlier, I monitored the whole thing on the set. So how it took place, I can't tell. But when I got to the scene, the district crime officer, myself, and the investigator, one Inspector Suli, we moved to the scene. We tried to, in fact, we met a large crowd in front of the PC's house. We tried calming them down, but the crowd was so overwhelming. I therefore radioed police control room to raise Chief Superintendent Kwesi Furi to bring in, to come himself and also come with men to come and assist. Because when we got there, everybody want to talk to either me or the district crime officer telling us what happened. And because of the huge crowd, we could not listen to anyone. Just after the call to Chief Superintendent Kwesi Furi, within 10 minutes, he came with men. They were down, and we climbed staircase to enable us to have a view of them that we can calm them down. But it was so noisy, huge. Then I think whilst we were there, the PC came. So we tried to talk to him, to rather speak to his followers to calm down. And in fact, for some time, we couldn't. So I left, I conferred with Mr. Kwesi Furi to leave some men at the scene whilst we moved to Lagos Hospital to see to those who are at the hospital, my lord.
Now, clarify this for me. Who are you referring to as PC?
The parliamentary candidate of NDC.
Very well. Now, according to your evidence right now, you had to radio Chief Kwesi Furi. Am I right?
Yes, my lord.
To bring in some men.
Yes, my lord.
Is it because you were overwhelmed?
Yeah, because of the number, my lord, and I think when I went there with the district crime officer, there were only 2 or 3 police personnel I saw at the scene, and I thought their assistance would be needed over there. Yeah. Meanwhile, he was also the operational commander for the elections, so there was the need to get in touch with him.
Mr. Chairman, your witness.
Airport Divisional Commander there speaking as to what, whether or not he ordered, answering questions about whether or not he ordered for the suspects who were injured to be taken to hospital. He said he did not, but he knew for sure that they would be taken to hospital.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, let's get the administrative procedures sorted out. No, in places like Asante and Accra region,
Yes, my lord.
for most major operations, the regional commander would, his operation order is the one that will be obeyed.
Yes, my lord.
The district commander would write one, the divisional commander would write one, because in these 2 cities, the jurisdictions overlap. Not only in terms of elections, but
yes, my lord.
Yes, so for the elections, you did your duty by writing your operation order.
Yes, my lord.
It doesn't mean that the management should be under
Yes, my lord.
airport. Because, and in fact, the regional operation order said airport and Kotobabi, Nima, sorry, Kotawabi falls under Nima.
Yes,
And a lot of the Ayawaso West Legon areas also fall under Nima. So the two divisional commanders would have a lot to do, but it is a regional operation. And therefore, there's nothing wrong if you are not given a specific role under it. You also remember that the regional commanders, operation orders said, page 3 of 5, note, divisional commanders, airport, and NIMA shall deploy their personnel at the various polling centers within their respective jurisdictions and report back to the regional commander. So you did some deployment. How many of your men did you deploy, and to which? Just a general idea. If you remember, if you don't know.
20.
20?
Something.
To various districts?
Yes, my lord.
Do you remember the number of polling stations under Ayawaso West?
The total number is about 137. I think 137.
137.
Legon district has 67. East Legon has 30.
Don't worry, 137.
Okay.
So even if there were only 2 policemen at each polling station, and then of course the reserves that the regional commander and the district divisional commander like you should have, you need over 200 men.
Yes,
and that cannot be provided by airport.
Yes, my lord.
It's the regional commander who has, for example, the authority. If you look here, he's calling for people from Madina, Denta, Odoko, Kaneshi, Weja, Dansuman Ministries, Cantonments, Peshi, Bachona, Amasama, and Tesano. And it's a total of 345,
Yes, my lord.
which airport division cannot. Hello. It cannot be supplied by airport.
Yes, my lord.
And therefore, even the districts under you, they cannot supply that number.
Yes, my lord.
And so they all have to be dovetailed into the regional commander's operation order. And so if somebody gives an impression that whether as district commander East Legon or as divisional commander, he or she has been left out because it is his area and he should be the one to supervise, it's not correct, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
Yes, because you cannot give instructions to the NIMA commander.
Yes, my lord.
And of course, apart from what I mentioned, there are also a lot of reserve groups from the headquarters, which are not under your command, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
Yes, RCID, that's the regional CID, the Rapid Deployment Force, the Alpha SWAT. All these are some of the regions where it is the regional commander's operation.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. So your district officers, how do you deploy them?
For the district officers, the order that was brought from the regional headquarters, the district commander at airport was to assist Chief Superintendent Kwesi Furi at the operational commander. But Legon, for instance, because of the number, because they have a large chunk of the polling stations, so I instructed that even though specifically he was not assigned in a role, he has to also coordinate the activities overall. So for him, I think even the moment the ballot boxes were brought and the people, he called me to inform me, and I expected every other person or other SPO who was not specifically assigned to do same. As I indicated earlier, the crime officer for East Legon, she was also not specifically assigned, but when she monitored what was happening, then she came to me for us to move to the scene and see what was really happening.
Because all police personnel in Accra were on duty that day.
Yes, my lord.
And anything that happened within your jurisdiction, even if it was not election related, would have to be investigated.
Yes, my lord.
And if anybody needed any reserves within your jurisdiction, you have to go and help the person.
Yes, my lord. Okay.
This business of how many people were injured and sent to the station and taken to hospital, with the permission of the chairman, can you please tomorrow bring back the station diary that was brought the other time? And please make photocopies of the entries on the number of injured that is entered in there as having been brought by.
Yes, my lord.
Whoever brought them.
Yes, my lord.
And then when they were taken to hospital, how many were taken to hospital?
Yes, my lord.
Whether it's the same number or... And then in terms of police procedure relating to hospital forms, what do you know is the procedure? If somebody comes to the station injured or he complains of being assaulted or injured or something, what's the procedure?
Yeah, depend upon whether the person is a complainant or a suspect. If the person is a complainant, the medical form is issued to him to go to any government hospital. And if the person is a suspect, and depending upon offense, sometimes it's the police that has to take the person to the hospital under guard, so that he has to be guarded 24 hours. And when the doctors decide, he'll be brought back to the station, my lord.
Specifically, if a person complains, you have to take him to hospital.
Yes, my lord.
For the doctor to determine whether he should be detained or brought back or something.
Yes, my lord.
It is not you or any of your officers who decide that this is not a serious injury.
No.
And so you're not going to hospital.
In fact, that is the reason why when the station officer told me this is what has happened, I told me to speed up with the process and do the writing by sending them to the hospital. And I was there when the investigator also came and confirmed. And my lord, counsel asked me that some NDC officials came to see me before I released. I want to put it on record. It is never true. What happened was, after I've called the station officer to put men on guard, I was in the office when my Audrey came to inform me that there are some visitors who wanted to see me. And when they came, it was Honorable Colin Dawuda, then Honorable Jaja, I don't know the full name, but Jaja, then another Honorable Jinapo.
Okay.
In fact, they did not even talk to me about bail. The question or what they wanted to know was who brought them there, who brought them to the police station. And I told them I don't have the facts because I had just entered my office and I was told that some people have been brought there injured. So I will let them know the person who brought them after those people have been taken. In fact, Honorable Dawuda was insisting, and he even mentioned that you police people, when the sun rises, you make entry. So what do you want to tell me? You can't tell me the person who brought them. Then Honorable Jinakpo just told him they should take my word and they should rather take the person to the hospital first so that maybe later they can take action on it. Then they left. So they did not personally come to see me on the bill.
Hospital.
Yeah.
At the time they came, were the suspects being processed for hospital?
Yes, in fact, when they even entered and knowing they were honorable members, I invited the station officer, the CID chief inspector in charge of the district, the investigator I moved to the scene with, and another investigator. So 4 people. Before I made them to speak, I invited these 4 people to be in my room to also listen to what they were in to tell me, my lord.
Okay, so to complete what you bring to us tomorrow, the entries about number of injured and their names, and the number of suspects that were brought to you, how many were injured? Who were they? And then at what time they were taken to hospital? And how many were taken? Was it the same number that came to your division that were sent to hospital, or the number had reduced? If so, please find out why some were not taken to hospital.
Yes, my lord.
And then maybe find out from the entries who authorized that they should be sent to hospital.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, officer. Just one question. If you were told that a district commander under your division was not on the list of officers assigned for the day, so they were not on duty and in fact left injured people in custody to go and vote, what would be your reaction?
Madam, I'll be surprised because policemen, you work 24/7. And once the thing is happening within your jurisdiction, whether you are put on a specific duty or not, you could be called at any other time during the period to perform a function or a duty.
So if a person had not been put on the list and he took certain actions, you wouldn't consider that he was interfering?
No, madam. Yes, madam. Because as I indicated, myself, I was not on the list. But when I monitored the set, I moved there personally to see what is happening and also give directives. My lord.
Would you be surprised if somebody told you that there must have been some negative reason why you were not on the list? What would be your reaction?
No.
You wouldn't agree?
No, I don't see anything wrong with me being excluded the list. I don't see any reason or bad reason about it because there were officers who even came from Wager and other divisions, Medina, to come and assist. It could be that maybe the regional commander wants me to look at the bigger picture of what is happening and report. Because when it happened, he came there, I briefed him what has happened, and together the two of us went to the scene again. So, because if they had put me on a picture, it could be that I would have been at Joglu site, and I wouldn't have been able to know what even took place at Lao Baulish. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony. You are released. You can go now.
Thank you, my lord.
So you just saw the testimony of Chief Superintendent Isaac Asante. He's the airport divisional commander who was just giving his testimony. So we went over when he was talking about, he was answering questions as to how long he's been in charge. He says he's been in charge at that particular division for a year, and he was not officially included in the plan to cover that particular by-election. He speaks about how the CID took over the investigation, that is those who were arrested, and how they discontinued that investigation. Regarding the number of suspects who were arrested, he puts the figure at 7. But of course, at 7, of course, earlier on we had the DSP Azugu say 9 persons were arrested, and those 9 people were reported or were sent to his station. But the commander is saying this afternoon that those who were sent to him were 7. So there's some a kind of contradiction there, which obviously will be cleared out as we go along. He said that he did not order for them to be taken to the hospital. That is the suspects who were injured, but then he was sure that they would be sent to the hospital. He also went ahead to speak about the election operation order, whether or not he had it. That was a question that was put to him. He said he had it and it was in court and he was going to tender that in. Then they came to riot control and bringing the riot under control, which happened. He went on to narrate what happened on that day. He said there was a big crowd, and it became a little bit overwhelming. He said that they spoke to the parliamentary candidate for the NDC to try to speak to their people to calm down as they dealt with the issue. Subsequently, they left Superintendent Kwesifori, who was called in to help deal with the situation, and then they went to the hospital. He was also asked a few questions by the former IGP about the number of men who were deployed there. He says 20 men were deployed there to monitor the 137 polling station there. But of course, the issue about leaving out the district commander, DSP Asari, whose testimony we heard earlier on Friday, was also asked.